In the final stretch of Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power, we enter the most advanced territory, the subtle, dangerous and often invisible forces that separate those who merely survive from those who dominate. These last 8 laws are about shading the past, controlling chaos, mastering perception and holding power without losing yourself. By the end of this, you'll have the complete blueprint of Greene's philosophy and you'll see why these final laws are the sharpest weapons in the entire arsenal. Law 41. Avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. When you follow a legend, you step into a shadow you can't escape. People will compare you relentlessly to the one who came before, and you'll almost always fall short. Instead, forge your own path, redefine the narrative, and make your own name. Example: Alexander the Great inherited his father Philip II's empire, but instead of trying to rule as Philip had, Alexander launched bold new conquests into Persia, India, and beyond. By doing what his father never did, he created his own legend. Takeaway: don't live in someone else's legacy. Create your own era so that comparisons fade away. Law 42. Strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. Groups often revolve around a single leader, the shepherd. Remove that leader, and the followers lose direction. Instead of fighting an entire group, neutralize the key figure and the rest will fall apart. Example: in 1302, Pope Boniface VIII faced resistance from a powerful Roman noble family. Instead of attacking the entire family, he targeted their leader, Colonna. Once Colonna fell, the family's unity collapsed. Takeaway: identify the source of influence and deal with it directly. Law 43. Work on the hearts and minds of others. Coercion creates resistance. Persuasion creates loyalty. If you want lasting influence, win people's emotions, not just their compliance. Power that enters through the heart lasts longer than power forced through fear. Example: Mahatma Gandhi's approach to Indian independence wasn't just political, it was deeply emotional. By appealing to people's sense of justice, dignity, and non-violence, he inspired a movement that could not be crushed by brute force alone. Takeaway: a mind can be convinced, a heart must be won. Secure both, and your power becomes unshakable. Law 44. Disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. Mirroring your opponent's actions, reflecting their words, tone, and even attitude disarms them. People are unsettled when their own behavior is turned back at them because it robs them of the chance to control the exchange. Example: during the Cold War, the United States often mirrored Soviet moves, missile deployments, military drills, and propaganda campaigns. This not only kept the balance of power, but also frustrated the Soviets by showing that every move would be matched. Takeaway: reflection creates confusion and forces others to deal with their own tactics. Law 45. Preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. Radical change breeds chaos and resistance. Even if change is necessary, introduce it gradually so people can adapt without feeling threatened. Example: when Deng Xiaoping began reforming China in the late 1970s, he didn't dismantle communism overnight. Instead, he introduced market reforms slowly, allowing the country to adapt without collapsing. Takeaway: change must be digestible. Too much, too fast, and you'll create enemies you didn't need to have. Law 46. Never appear too perfect. Perfection provokes envy. Show occasional flaws, and people will find you more relatable and less threatening. Your humanity can be more powerful than your image of flawlessness. Example: Abraham Lincoln was admired not just for his leadership, but for his humble, self-deprecating humor. He acknowledged his imperfections openly, which made him more beloved than leaders who tried to seem untouchable. Takeaway: hide your true strengths, but show enough humanity to avoid envy's blade. Law 47. Do not go past the mark you aimed for. In victory, learn when to stop. The moment after victory is the most dangerous. Greed, pride, and overreach can undo everything. Knowing when to stop is the art of sustaining power. Example: Napoleon could have secured his empire after early victories, but his ambition drove him to invade Russia. The disastrous campaign marked the beginning of his downfall. Takeaway: win and then consolidate. Push too far and you'll undo the very success you fought for. Law 48. Assume formlessness. The ultimate power lies in adaptability. When you fix yourself in one shape, you become predictable. When you remain fluid, you can adjust to any threat or opportunity. Example: Bruce Lee's philosophy, be water, embodies this law. Water takes the shape of whatever holds it, yet can also break through stone. Lee adapted his martial arts to any opponent, refusing to be trapped by a rigid style. Takeaway: flexibility is the final mastery. If you can change shape, no one can pin you down. And there you have it, the final 8 laws of power. Together with the previous chapters, you now hold the full map of Greene's world, a guide not for the faint-hearted, but for those willing to understand how power really works. If you found value in this breakdown, hit the like button so more people can learn these lessons. Drop a comment telling me which law you think is the most dangerous and why. And make sure you subscribe with the bell icon on, because we've got more deep dive summaries coming that will sharpen your mind and your influence. Remember, power rewards the prepared, and now you are prepared.